Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with your dog Jake and one of his trainers, Rich. And what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is his ability to understand and respond to his formal obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that we give. And the only correction that we do give is a tug and let go on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Jake's going to come home with his very own training collar, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, if you notice, he is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash without pulling or dragging you, and the command is Jake, heel.
Jake, heel.
Now at this point, Jake has a job to do, and that is to stay even with his trainer's left leg. His shoulders should stay right next to you, and each time that you stop walking, Jake should sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. And this makes walking your dog in public a pleasure. You're not being dragged down the street, and if you stop to cross traffic or stop to talk to a neighbor, he's sitting nicely at your left to wait for his next command. Very nicely done. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay.
Stay.
The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. We do recommend that you practice this command indoors as well as outdoors, and it's for 1 minute working up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to the dog, he will walk all the way around him as an additional distraction, returning all the way back around to where they started, and he gets a pat for praise, and they're going to take off heeling again. So these are the exercises that you're going to be practicing with Jake at home. And Rich will be showing you and telling you tomorrow how you can incorporate these into your everyday living situations. Great automatic sits. Perfect. And another stay command.
Stay.
Now he went to lay down, so he has to complete the exercise the way it was taught.
Stay.
So Rich just gets him up and makes him repeat it. And that's what you do if he does a command wrong. Now this time, instead of returning back to Jake, Rich is going to demonstrate the come on command.
Jake, come.
Jake should come right in front of you and sit facing your knees. That eliminates that coming and jumping on you or putting his front feet on you.
Jake, heel.
And Rich is going to heel him out of that. We will demonstrate that recall exercise again for you. Now the come command is very important, so we want it to always be happy and know that he's going to get rewarded at the end of it.
Jake, come. Good boy.
He calls him in, talks him in nicely, praises him when he gets there, and then he goes back to heeling and back sitting. Good job, buddy. Now the next exercises that we're going to be demonstrating for you are going to be your down commands. And if you notice, when Rich took off at a little trot there, Jake sped up because he knows that he's supposed to be right next to you. Now this is a down from heel position. So with your dog at your left, seated, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and use the one-word command to down. And this is another command that you can practice right in your living room. When Rich returns back to his dog, he will walk all the way around him, just as he did on the sit-stay. For additional distraction, back to heel, and then he heels him out of that. And we'll demonstrate that down from a heel position one more time. So remember, the heel position is where you're going to spend a lot of your time. Open left palm straight down toward the ground. The one-word command to down and stay. The long down stay when you're practicing at home should be from 3 to 5 minutes. And this helps them to develop focus and maturity. This time Rich will call him out of that exercise. He comes right in with a happy wagging tail. And back to heel. Very nicely done. And the very last exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a distance. This is a little bit harder exercise because you're not right next to the dog. Rich leaves him in a sit stay. He's going to walk out in front of him. He uses his right hand to give the command. And Jake goes right into a down.
No.
Now he smelled something on the ground, so he got up.
Stay.
And the dogs next door are barking as well. But he did it. He repeated the command, perfectly done. Now we've demonstrated for you the heel, your automatic sit, your stay, your come, your down, and your down from a distance. These are the exercises that you're going to be using, your shared vocabulary with your dog. Rich will answer any questions that you have tomorrow. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.